This one's wife, Fury, through the mask. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Established viewers of mine know that when it comes to the narcissist has such a thing called fury. This isn't anger, it's something more. Anger is a narcissistic trait that's found in everybody. And anger can, in some instances, actually serve a useful purpose. But fury is beyond anger. It is anger 2.0. All narcissists have fury lurking beneath the surface. If you want to understand more about this concept of fury, the impact it has, where it comes from, and what it does, I would recommend that you read my excellent book, Fury. You can find it on Amazon, H.G. Tudor, Fury, or in the Knowledge Vault, link in the video description. It's hugely important to understand the role of fury because it is something completely different from anger and is something that is peculiar to narcissists. There are two types of fury, cold fury and heated fury. Some narcissists rely on one much more than the other. Some will have a mishmash. This one's wife relies on both heated fury, shouting, physical assault, breaking things, screaming, seething, and cold fury, icy stares, silence, cold shoulder. She would utilize a mixture of those. But what this fury does is that it comes to the surface to propel the narcissist to take action. It causes the narcissist to go after the prime aims. It compels the narcissist to take action, to assert control, to nullify a threat to control, to draw fuel. It's a very powerful and potent thing, which is necessary to ensure that the narcissist does what the narcissist is required to do. And it's always there. You don't always see it, because it may well have subsided to some extent as a consequence of the assertion of control that the narcissist is currently enjoying. Often, it's obscured as a consequence of the veneer that the narcissist uses in a one-on-one or a facade, where they are the type of narcissist that utilizes a facade, mid-range and greater. With this one's wife, we've seen numerous instances of where the facade has struggled to keep her heated ignited fury or cold ignited fury under wraps. This is when she faces a threat to control, and as a consequence of that threat to control, the fury starts to make its appearance. But the problem is that if it does so in a public setting, that will threaten her control over people at large and also damage her image. So the facade management does its level best to keep a lid on that heated ignited fury, or in some instances, that cold ignited fury. It doesn't always succeed. It's sometimes caught napping, whereby we get to see the fury comes to the surface by way often of the death glare, an icy glare, the clenched jaw, and such like. And we have another instance of where this one's wife's fury makes a sudden, albeit brief, but noticeable appearance in relation to her appearance at the Project Healthy Minds event. I'm going to play you the footage, see if you can spot it before I analyse it further.
See you good. We'll see you upstairs. Hey, Harry, when you go upstairs.
This is on the red carpet at the event, and Harry and this one's wife, holding hands, direct physical assertion of control, have finished having their photographs taken, and they're heading away. And somebody requires Harry's attention. So he gesticulates for this one's wife to continue, presumably to head upstairs. Harry gives a thumb up, signalling that he's got the message, and then this person comes over to speak to him further. Now, this one's wife has gone on ahead. Rather than keep going and head upstairs, she has halted and turns back and looks before Harry then continues on his journey. So the sequence of events, photographs are over, holding hands, somebody requires Harry's attention. He motions for this one's wife to move on, and then she stops and looks back. Did you see the expression of fury there? Let me play for you the footage again, but slowed down and going back and forth. So as you can see, that Harry has had his attention attracted by another individual, and this is a problem for this one's wife because nobody's looking at her. And she turns round, and immediately there is the wounding because Harry's focus isn't on her in that moment. That's how it works, moment by moment by moment. And the fact that Harry isn't focused on her means that the intimate partner primary source is not focused on her, which causes wounding. Now, the public as a whole can't really see her, and the ignited fury comes to the fore as you'll see that as she has turned around, her facial expression is one that looks furious, that she is not pleased at all. And then the facade management quickly catches up because there are other people still around, and indeed she's being filmed, which causes her to present with a smile. That's the facade management to cover up the fury that made a brief, albeit noticeable, appearance. This happens because her need for control is moment upon moment upon moment. So in moment 1, when they're walking along together, Harry's under control. She has his hand. In moment 2, Harry is under control because he's motioning for her to go ahead. He's being polite. And the expectation is that he will then dutifully follow her. But he then peels off because somebody else requires his attention. Irrespective of the fact that that's an entirely natural thing to do, that's no good to the narcissist. Because in that next moment, Harry and everybody else isn't focused on her. That is the precarious nature of how her narcissism works and the necessity of that need for control second by second by second. She doesn't go into a meltdown. She doesn't start shouting and wailing. No, there's no necessity. Fuel levels remain high after what she's experienced on the red carpet, but there is a threat to control. And immediately, because there is that threat to control, the fury shows, and it's demonstrative in the facial expression that you are able to witness, that she shows that she is not pleased. And that's the fury coming through. And then the facade management catches up and goes, whoa, nearly caught out there. Little glimpse got through. Hopefully not too many people saw it. I bet Tudor did, though. And pop a smile on her face. And then, of course, when Harry starts following her again, he's showing that he's under control and everything's okay in that next moment. But an interesting example, it's fleeting, but it's there, that shows the fury that shows through. And it's all because her need for control is threatened by Harry not paying her attention any longer, even though it is for a second or two at most. Once again, you only get this information on this channel to give you the insight into the world of this one's wife. Show your appreciation through liking and sharing. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for watching.